Welcome back. I'm very excited about today's video because we're going to be covering a topic that I get asked about pretty much every time I ride this bike, whether it's from a fellow rider, a friend. It's usually honestly a random person, but what are Sur-Rons? So Sur-Rons are electric bikes. It's that simple. Now, whether you want to classify this as a bicycle, more of a motorcycle, or just a class of its own, that's up to you, but it is a electric powered, I would say, motorcycle. The Ultra being a little bigger of a motorcycle than the Surron Light Bee, but nonetheless, both motorcycles. Given this thing is $2,500 more expensive than a already ridiculously expensive electric bike that comes from China in a cardboard box. Okay, are you hearing me right here? This is an electric bike that comes from China in a cardboard box, shipped to your door. By the time you upgrade your Light Bee to get anywhere near this Sur-Ron, which you're gonna have to do because the stock Light Bee parts are just simply downhill mountain bike parts at best. You're gonna be upgrading your forks, your shocks, your brakes, everything pretty much right out the gate. Some forks on there, some brakes on there, you know, a rear shock. You're already north of $2,000 for quality parts. So you're already pretty much at the price range of the Ultra, but you don't have the suspension, you don't have the brakes, even though you upgraded everything, and you still don't have the power or the battery capacity. So you might as well just go ahead and get the Ultra. This is awesome for introducing people into riding if it's gonna be your first bike, or if it's somebody really young, because it's a really simple bike to ride. There's got a bunch of different modes. There's no clutch to it. It's all just gas and brakes. There's no gears, there's no shifting. So it's super easy to just jump on and get going. There's really not many moving components. All you got is your controller, your battery, and your motor. So there's really not much to look out for. There's no service needed to be done to the motor. There's no fluid in the motor, so you never have to worry about changing that. There's no gaskets or anything like that. You literally never touch it. If it blows, you gotta buy another one, but it's rare that it does. So these things are extremely reliable. Of course, there are some downsides, like you gotta charge these freaking things because they are e-bikes, right? But the battery lasts a really long time. Being electric, they offer such a different experience and ride than any other motorcycle you've ever been on because you're silent. Motorcycles are loud. These things are silent and they're super quick. So I put this up against the 250 neck to neck. On that same token though, you can pretty much buy a brand new 250 or 450 or 125 two-stroke for what you're gonna spend on this out the box. So if you're gonna be stupid enough to drop, you know, $5,000 to $7,000 on an electric bike from China that comes in a cardboard box, you better do your research. There's definitely some pros and cons to gas versus electric, but you also gotta consider the experience this is gonna offer. Now on a gas bike, you can obviously just wrap around all day, but this thing's gonna offer you a solid like 4 hours of ride, man. And I ride this thing hard, so I would say I get a solid like 50-60 miles, you know, 4 hours out of this thing. One thing you'll never get out of a gas bike though is the ability to change your settings and your power output by simply opening your phone and clicking a few buttons on an app. You'll never be able to do that on a bike. You're gonna have to take it to get built, to get an exhaust bit on it, to get tuned, to get flashed, a whole bunch of things. That takes time and effort. If you've been in a Tesla, you understand it a little bit. It's that instant power you're offered with these things, but it's not until you ride one of these and really get an experience for where you get to go and how you get to move around the city and stuff, you really get the idea for what these things are about. Man, I guess the closest thing you could compare it to gas-wise would probably be a two-stroke once you get it in that power band. And because a two-stroke doesn't really have too much engine braking, you just gotta get in one, you gotta try it out. And here I am, man, just cruising through the city. We got CPD, we got a nice Mercedes, beautiful. So the legality of these things sit on a very fine line in a gray area because they're just so new that there simply aren't really any laws about them yet. The only real law is that in order for it to be classified as an e-bike, it's gotta be pedal assisted and go no more than 28 miles per hour, which this thing is neither. But, you know, just be careful, be responsible, be respectful, and 99% of the time, even on a gas bike, you won't have any issues in a great city like Chicago. Oh, this is one of my favorite jumps right here. Shout out Twerp, they got me this regen thumb throttle, and it also functions as a reverse. Look at this. I'm going to reverse. It's crazy. Right out of the box, this thing is ready to go. You really don't need any power upgrades. But me being me, I got a couple on here. I got the Twerp controller. I got my supermoto wheels. I got my white fenders. I'm really working on getting the whole bike with white fenders. If somebody can plug me up with that, that'd be great. I'll sacrifice the charging and things like that. I just love this bike. I can't get off of it. It's ridiculous. Look, it's our brother, Mr. Tesla. That don't look like no regular Impala to me, so let me calm my stupid ass down. We ain't waiting around for this guy, that's for sure. Yada yada you. Get up out of there. In his head, he's probably like, is that thing? He's trying to figure it out too. You ain't alone, buddy. See, when I come down Lake Street here and it breaks off and I jump into Lower Wacker, I really feel like Batman. Watch this. And then boom, just like this, we're gonna go right around under the city. Woo-hoo. All right, now you gotta know how to navigate down here. You'll get lost real quick. So we're gonna take Lower Wacker west here onto 290. We're gonna pop out here and take the streets just to be safe, because I don't feel like messing around on the highway right now. People are probably driving a little too crazy. Another great thing about this regen is not only are you using it to brake and stop the bike, but you're not using your brakes at all. So it means you're conserving your brakes, but you're also regenerating your battery. So you're charging your bike while you're riding. What the heck, it's a win-win. Anyways guys, if you're thinking about getting one of these, I would absolutely do it. This thing has changed everything about motorcycles for me, everything about the experience. I have a much bigger love for them. I have a much bigger passion for them. You gotta get one. I'm very excited for the future of the channel. I've got some interesting friends. The type that, let's say, if you do it, I'll do it. That's the kind of friends they are. So let's just say the future of this channel, we're gonna have a couple more ultras regularly. Can't wait to catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.